first off, just want to thank God for allowing me to do this and have the courage to do this right now. I just kind of wanted to make a video um, talking about job interviews and how you can either get close to acing them, ace them, or at least, be kept on the list still. Because so far, as I've been looking for so many jobs, I realized that I've gotten better at selling myself, and I kind of wanted to share how that's kind of evolved, and then some tips that might help other people trying to ace that job interview. And currently I do have a job. I think I sold myself enough to get it, and I'm very thankful for that. So I'll go ahead and start. So when I was looking for jobs probably a few years back, I think I knew how to sell myself, or at least I thought I knew. For the most part, I just wasn't good at explaining what I was good at in order to sell myself. Because when you go into the interview, you're being asked, like, what it is that, who you are, what do you do, like, what can you do? So they want to know. And sometimes it can just be scary going in and even having an interview. But going in there and at least knowing what you're good at is, like, first step, you're doing good. Because if you go in there and you can make an attempt to sell who you are, and especially if you know what you can do, then that's awesome. That's definitely going to grab their attention. But the trouble with that, or what trouble can arise, is you're not good at describing those things or explaining yourself. And I realized that was my big mistake when I first started kind of going out for jobs. I just didn't really know how to piece my thoughts together in order to explain how I was good at something and why I was good at that, and this is why you should hire me. But now, I've actually been able to say, yeah, I'm good at this because of this, and I will prove to you why if you hire me. And I think it's possible I wasn't very good to start was because I really just didn't have the confidence in myself. I thought I did because I knew how I could sell myself, but I really wasn't confident enough to do it. So sometimes it might have come out like, oh, like, yeah, I can do these things. But I mean, kind of like saying maybe other people can do it too. I'm almost like not pushing myself enough to go past like other people. And that's probably why other people got the job, because they could singularly pinpoint who they were and what they would do for the team. So like now, I would say, like, I'm a hard worker. Like when I show up and I'm going to do it. And, if you catch me slacking off, please tell me. Rather than that, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my work. And you will not have a problem with me. I will not be on my phone. I won't talk to too many people on the job unless it's needed. So kind of like that stuff. I can specifically tell you like how I will act, because now I have the confidence knowing that, yeah, I have a lot more self-discipline. I'm going to do these things, and I promise to do these things because I'm there to do the job. Because it's a job. Remember that. You're there for a job. And you can have fun at work. There are ways to do that. But there are also guidelines and restrictions depending on what kind of field you go into anywhere. So I guess I should have started out by saying that this is if you're kind of going into, well, honestly, I'm just going to say that this could probably work for anything that you want to do, because even though this is basically for like, your almost like your 9 to 5 every day, your average type of typical job. But I would probably go in this same way for an audition if I ever needed to. Usually I would just go and I would perform scenes and do things with other actors and show off my resume and that. But, if there was a talking sit-down portion as to, why do you want this role? Well, then I'd probably do this same approach, this same method as to, this is the reason why I'm fit for this, and I can tell you specifically. And a lot of this does come from pre-planning But, you know, if you go in and you're really scared, but you know you want this job, and you have a strong feeling that you can succeed, whether you have the skills or you have the capability to succeed, if you're willing to grow, then if you were to go in there blindly and, you know, you feel that emotion of how bad you want this, just say, like, who you are, you know? Be honest with yourself. And if you're gonna do that, you have to be honest with everybody, you know, but you need to be honest with yourself first. And once you go into that interview or wherever for work or job that you want to involve yourself in, I think who you are will, you know, show up and come to the table. And as soon as you're honest and okay, once you just let that happen, I think you're going to realize that you have a lot more potential than you think, and there are so many ways to achieve things as long as you're honest. But, yeah. Besides going in there and somewhat being prepared with explaining who you are, or that lack of preparedness, but being ready to answer on the spot, you know, besides all the questioning and stuff, another, I guess, good way of getting this job that you want, or this position that you want, you need to approach this interview as you already got it, or you're close to it. And part of that comes with dressing for the interview. Anybody who, you know, interviews you, they're most likely looking at your appearance and how you're keeping yourself. You know, if you're healthy, and just your manner of dress. What are you wearing? Is it professional? But I still want to stress, dress for what the interview calls for, because every job is going to be different. If you already kind of do what they're saying that they would like in order to see for their company, then that's good, because then you have a better chance of getting that job already. Just listen to what they want. Or if you're not sure about the job, and maybe it is a casual job, but you really want that job, still dress well kept, I would say. Or I think what professional means to me, and just in my opinion, is just very classic. Or just very simple. You know, you don't have to go over the top. You don't want to underdress, because usually people may not think it, but it does kind of matter how you dress, at least whenever you're going into a job. You know, if you're living your everyday life, it really doesn't matter, like, what you wear. But if you're going in for a business or a company, and, you know, you're not on a personal level with them, and this is something that's a different feel. You know, it's a different vibe. So you have to kind of find that agency in order to connect with them. So to explain that, I guess. The phone's ringing. We'll be right there.
Unavailable.
And they're not there, so why should we be there?
Call from unavailable.
Interesting that they're unavailable, but somehow they're making the call. Okay, I think that's done. So, with agency, usually that means that you're kind of on the same wavelength. It's a very professional, kind of like a business level job where you will need to wear a suit. Let's say it's that type of job. Well, let's say you as a person are very casual. You're like the sweatpants type of person. But, you know, this type of job is right up your alley. You are perfect for this job. You just wear casual clothes. And you just haven't, you know, gone around to getting, you know, professional, you know, business suit attire. Well, if you want that job, if you go in with sweatpants, you are not going to get that job. Because that is not who they are. So they have like their agency, which is kind of like what they would be known as, and you have your own, which is what you'd be known as. So you'd be like the sweatpants person, and then the company would be like the business company. So in their business, let's say they require you to wear a suit. So if you want that job, you should probably, go get a suit, or maybe rent one for the interview if you can't afford to buy one yet, or if you just, don't have the time to just go out and look for one that you can just try all the time, but you can go find one easily to rent that they have all different sizes for. Completely up to you. I recommend thrifting for everything. Like this whole outfit that I'm wearing has been thrifted, but I style it in a way where it can look very nice and put together. So like this, I would wear this to an interview. This is probably not too businessy, but this is business casual enough. It's my health check-in for work. I apologize, but I have to do this. So, following that guideline, because I want to continue maintaining working with them, in order for me to actually get a job that they do. But, besides that, yeah, so if you wanna work at a place where they wear suits and you don't have a suit, you're gonna have to get a suit somehow. Unless you really just decide, like, know what, I'm not doing that, I'll just go get another job. Which, they probably will. I definitely don't recommend going against the company, especially if it's their policy and they're a company and you are like one person. Yes, I believe one person, individuals can start change and maintain change, but you have to make sure that your reason for change is backed up for reasons that will make sense, not just to you, but to others, in order to want to put that action into place. So think about that. But other than that, like, just make sure that you follow, what the company is looking for with this interview process, or even maintaining, once you possibly ace the interview and you get the job, what you're going to have to be prepared for. But you want to make sure that you are ready in some way to be able to sell yourself, but sell yourself honestly to them, but make sure that you are honest with yourself in order to properly do that with others. Dress the part. I think that's all I really have. I think it's all achievable. Whatever you want, you just gotta be ready to sell yourself, and you gotta be ready to prove yourself, and you wanna dress yourself like ready for that, but also make sure you're comfortable in that too. So I might do some videos involving dressing and stuff, and like just maybe even some like interview makeup stuff for those who might be interested. I have some other ideas written down as well that'll be coming, but this was something that I was really wanting to focus on. So if you enjoy this, please like. If you would like to subscribe, that'd be cool. And then just check out and see what's coming up. I'm going to be adding more socials since I've been getting them back again. So I'll say, just look if you're interested, look out for that. But other than that, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. If there's something that's missing, please leave a comment. Let me know what's, question, comment, concern, whatever, what's going on. And I will reply. So, thank you.